revealed rumors about the 749 Bureau handling the Lujiazui. One afternoon in 2017, in the sky of Lujiazui, Shanghai, there was a shocking scene. In the air 100 meters above the Oriental Pearl Tower, a man in black was strangely suspended in the air, with thunder and lightning kept striking the figure. However, the man in black remained motionless. All the lightning didn't cause any harm to him. Instead, it seemed to be undergoing some kind of baptism. This scene stunned everyone around, just like the scene of immortals crossing the tribulation was exactly the same. This scene made the onlookers at the scene explode. People were talking about it. What is in the sky? How could a person hover in the lightning without moving? Could it be that something is undergoing a tribulation? People exclaimed in the crowd. When the video was posted online, it was quickly shared and reposted, and instantly sparked discussions among netizens nationwide. It is said that online game company came out to refute the rumor, saying it was a promotional video for a new game. Promotional video. But this explanation did not convince netizens. Instead, it made netizens think that it was deliberately covering up something. What is more bizarre is that there was a rumor online that the person who appeared over Lujiazui that night was not an ordinary person, but a demon cultivator named Wang Yi. It is said that he is a 1,000-year-old python in Changbai Mountain, trying to cross the tribulation and ascend in the modern city. Some people say that the reason why he chose Lujiazui in a crowded place, instead of doing it in the wilderness, because Lujiazui is a place where human luck converges. He wanted to use human power to fight against the thunder, to increase the chance of successful ascension. It is precisely because of this high-profile behavior. His high-profile behavior has broken the rules. It has attracted the attention of the paranormal institutes. But normally, even if the cultivator crosses the tribulation in a crowded place, ordinary people can only see the visions of heaven and earth. They can't see his true form. Could it be that he was controlled by some force, that he had to show up? But what I am more concerned about is whether Wang Yi succeeded in the tribulation. First, the mysterious person in Lujiazui reported online. The tribulation time was September 15th. But in fact, on September 14th, Wang Yi had already started his tribulation journey, and the location was not in the urban area, but on the vast sea. Shanghai was experiencing a typhoon that day, and it was said that the typhoon was not naturally formed, but because of Wang Yi's tribulation, which produced huge visions, and even changed the original path of the typhoon, because September 14th is the day of celestial movement, which is a good day for practitioners to cross the tribulation. Wang Yi started his tribulation on this day, and he has basically succeeded by more than half. Coincidentally, September 15th is the day of Suzaku, and it is the best time for rebirth. It shows that Wang Yi has profound skills, and he must have carefully planned it, and the plan was quite far-reaching, because the stronger the heavenly tribulation is, the greater the harvest after the tribulation is successful. On September 15th, it is the Suzaku day, and the day of Nirvana. So Wang Yi planned to complete his final nirvana on this day. Now we also know that the reason why Wang Yi chose to cross the tribulation on the 15th, he just wanted to on this special day to gain the greatest harvest, and he does have the strength. But the problem is that he could have quietly completed the tribulation. Quietly complete the tribulation. It would be great to do it unnoticed. Why did he choose to fly to the crowded Lujiazui, expose himself to the public gaze? There are several important reasons. The first reason, Lujiazui is a well-known financial center in China, where powerful human forces are gathered. The second reason, in the Ping An Financial Building in Lujiazui and other places, there are very powerful arrays. These formations can help him through the tribulation at critical moments. The third reason, since Wang Yi dares to take such a big risk, there must be a motive for him to do so, or mission. There is a popular online saying that Wang Yi is crossing the tribulation in Lujiazui to pave the way for his master, to see if ordinary human power and modern lightning rods and other technologies, whether they can share the powerful force of the thunder. He knew that he had caused so much chaos in the world, and violated the taboo of cultivators. He knew he would be targeted by the 749 Bureau. At this time he didn't care about his injuries, and fled to Changbai Mountain with his extremely weak body. But what he didn't expect was the people from the 749 Bureau had already targeted him, and witnessed the whole process of his tribulation in Lujiazui, Shanghai. This incident attracted the attention of the official of Bureau 79. Then, the 749 Bureau sent 2 Masters of Saman level to Changbai Mountain to capture Wang Yi. Why did they send 2 Masters of the Saman level? As we said at the beginning, Wang Yi's true form is a giant python in Changbai Mountain, and his master is the Shaoshan green python in Changbai Mountain, with a cultivation of 3,000 years. But his master, due to various restrictions in Changbai Mountain, has been unable to achieve enlightenment, and even couldn't transform into human. Generally those with profound skills can transform into human form in 300 to 500 years, but his master has 3,000 years of practice, with profound skills, so he sent 2 shamans to help him. At this time, Wang Yi has basically succeeded in becoming a dragon. After he successfully transformed into a dragon, he will start to hibernate. Although he has turned into a real dragon, but he is actually just a young dragon. He only has a dragon shape, but he hasn't grown dragon claws. It usually takes 200 to 300 years to become a real dragon. So what he needs to do now is to find a place with abundant spiritual energy to recuperate. At this time, Changbai Mountain is the best habitat for him, but everyone knows that. After the founding of the People's Republic, animals and plants, not to mention someone like Wang Yi who to transform into a dragon, his high-profile behavior forced everyone to solve this problem. The incident was quite a stir at that time. Many accomplished demons were watching. The Bureau couldn't let him be an exception. Therefore, Wang Yi was impossible to get away with it. Therefore, the Bureau of 749 sent 2 shamans, the elders of the sect, to capture Wang Yi. They didn't act on the day of his transformation. They didn't act immediately. The incident caused a lot of trouble. Although Bureau 749 had surveillance, Wang Yi still exposed the process of crossing the tribulation, but he did not do many things that crossed the line, or aggressive actions. His biggest mistake was that he crossed the tribulation privately, breaking the taboo. The real pursuit time was at the end of 2017. From November 2017 to February 2018, Changbai Mountain was suddenly closed. The Bureau sent 2 shaman ancestors and the Fox and Yellow families in Changbai Mountain. After all, it was on Wang Yi's territory, so they had to prepare well in every aspect. In October 2017, there was a demonic aura in Changbai Mountain. 2 shamans and 2 families jointly took action. They first started to block Changbai Mountain and set up the Zhuyang trapping dragon array. Yang Shigang specializes in restraining snakes and pythons. The person who set up the formation took 8 dragon slayer nails to set up the formation. In fact, they can cast this formation is because Changbai Mountain has always had a dragon locking array. So they only need to set up the 8 gates to form this formation. 9 young trapping dragon array. Not to mention the young dragon of the steel dragon. Even the adult real dragon can't break through this formation. So, this trip can be said to directly block Wang Yi's retreat. At this time, Wang Yi had just transformed into a dragon, and there are still many thunder tribulation fluctuations left, and he also needs to perceive the place of the Tao. All of these require time. He has no intention of dealing with this battle. He could only take 1 step at a time. At this time, someone must ask, since Master Wang Yi has 3,000 years of cultivation, doesn't he care about his apprentice? In fact, his master did not ignore him, but he couldn't. The so-called Shou Shang Qing Ma means he can only move in a limited position, rather than free movement. Back then, Liu Bowen cut off all the dragon veins, but left Changbai Mountain alone. So Changbai Mountain is slightly different from other places, so he didn't refuse to help his apprentice, but was suppressed by the formation of Changbai Mountain. He was also powerless. So Wang Yi had to face this catastrophe alone. At this time, Wang Yi was suppressed by the 9 Suns dragon trap. His breath and aura were getting weaker and weaker. Seeing that Wang Yi was at the end of his rope, just as they were about to take him down, they suddenly found that the formation was broken from outside. The person who came was a cultivator with no less skill, and had practiced in Changbai Mountain for 1,000 years. He and Wang Yi were friends who had shared life and death. The Zhuyang dragon trapping array set by Bureau 749. Even adult real dragons can't break the formation. Why could Bai Xian do it? Because the white fairy is best at digging holes and defense, and is an expert in breaking the formations. This happened in an instant. Before everyone could react, Wang Yi was rescued. Later, the 749 Bureau found out the reason. Wang Yi did not deliberately expose himself to the public, he did have his own selfishness. But when he was flying to Lujiazui, his stealth barrier was broken. He had basically succeeded in crossing the tribulation on the 14th. On the 15th, he had to face the last few lightning strikes. There was no room for any more changes. Wang Yi's physical strength and endurance had reached their limits. So he could only choose to endure the last few lightning strikes. Although Wang Yi broke the rules, his own cultivation process still followed the way of heaven. He also deserves credit for resisting the typhoon. As for the rumor that Wang Yi's golden core was dug out and died, it was to intimidate the entire cultivation world, to prevent other demons from taking risks and break the rules. Well, that is the end of our story for this episode.